In this Battletech head-to-head, we're looking at the Stinger versus the Locust. Two classic light mechs, damage output exactly the same. We're not talking about variants. Looking at stock, both have that primary medium laser and both have a pair of machine guns. So how can we utilize this? What it's going to come down to, of course, as with many things in Battletech, is positioning. We've got two mechs that are both lightly armored. They're light mechs. They have the same weapon output. Now, the Locust does not have arms, and that would normally be an interesting thing that we see with heavier mechs. We're looking at heavies and assaults, where I want to maximize that tonnage, and I want to be punching. But the question here is, if I'm punching with a heavy or assault machine, that damage transfer is massive. A light mech, it's not really there. But if I'm punching a light mech, it kind of equals out. But the very nature of a light mech means we should be running and gunning. I don't think that the Stinger is going to have that advantage. What we see here, though, in terms of maneuverability, Stinger versus Locust, those jump jets. Can we leverage those jump jets? Now, the Locust has a lot more speed, and we can play the game back and forth. I think ultimately, if I'm playing conservative as one of these machines, as one of these mech warriors, I'm going to be trying to stay out of machine gun range, out of jump range, out of death from above range, and maybe I can use some terrain, some modifiers there. I'm just going to be shooting that primary laser, that medium laser. The other mech's going to be shooting that primary medium laser, and we're going to see essentially who hits first. Not a very exciting battle, certainly with that, just running around and trying to cut the modifiers down and seeing what we can do. Of course, initiative will make a big difference. Do I get to move first, or do you get to move first? But being light mechs with tremendous speed, I think if it was a head-to-head with heavies and assaults, initiative would be important. But in terms of light mechs, you could keep that distance. So how long would that battle last on the tabletop, on the hex map? It would be 45 minutes. I mean, I know they're light mechs. It would be 45 minutes of us just rolling to hit. We might as well not even move our pieces around. We might just roll and roll and roll. That's how I think the head-to-head would go. But as the as the Stinger, moving with that, because we're going to explore that combination next, because it's the same chassis, but it changes things drastically versus a Locust. If I can get those jump jets into play, if I can jump and get rear armor, if I can jump and just try death from above, if I can jump and get close to you to hit you with the machine guns and to leverage those physical attacks, that is where the change is going to be. But I don't think I can force that as a mech warrior onto the Locust pilot, because again, that Locust pilot, you're going to be running and gunning. You're going to be burning the max hexes. I think for this head-to-head, out of all the head-to-heads that we've pushed up to the playlist here, I think it's the most kind of ho-hum. It's just going to be rolling 2d6, see what happens, like come back in 40 minutes, and it could go absolutely either way. Your thoughts as a mech warrior, as a mech commander, exploring those two options head-to-head.